Yeah, and if I can do a little bit of recollection, I mean, one of the things for me is the man got shot in the face.
Oh, that was... I don't even know if I believe that anymore.
That's why I said quotes. He got shot in the face.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of the most, I mean, let's be honest. It is one of the most profound pictures of all time.
The most gangster picture ever.
That's a great word, gangster. He is true OG now.
However...
Was it real?
Was it real?
Are we going there right now? I mean...
So...
isn't it all just a game, Matt?
I'm going to mess up the numbers. But in order to capture the bullet flying at that frame rate, at that shutter speed, which is, I think, 1 over 2,500, 1 over 5,000 is what you have to shoot it at.
I think it's more like 1 over 12,000.
Whatever that number is. It is not a shutter speed that photographers would typically shoot in.
In bright light like that? No.
Never.
No way. You wouldn't get enough light.
But for some reason, a photographer, the same photographer that caught that picture, is the same photographer that was there when George Bush did the...
He was doing the ritual.
When he was doing the ritual?
He was doing the ritual summoning. The ritual summoning at the children's school when he was reading kite, fly, steal, plane, crash. Really interesting use of words.
And isn't it interesting that he said kite?
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean...
like, that glanced over for me for a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that was a derogatory word for a particular type of people group?
I thought kite was referring to, like, flying an airplane.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's like one of those moments where you're like, that's what that was.
That's what that was. And I think this is a perfect opportunity, considering our growth and considering the viewage and all of that, to remind everybody out there of all of the amazing dancing Israelis. I mean, there's nothing better than Googling dancing Israelis, because you'll find some amazing things out there of dancing Israelis.
I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the assassination attempt, because to belittle it, if it were to be true, even it's very likely to be true that that really did happen, then to say that taking an assassination attempt on the president's life is... I don't want to take that too lightly.
Well, we are not taking it lightly. If we can... I'm gonna...
I think that's a serious thing.
It is a serious thing, no doubt. But I'm going to pull from J.D. Vance, and I'm going to pull from Donald Trump himself. Meaning, I'm going to care about the realness of this event, of him getting shot in the face, as an inverse function to how much they care about it. Meaning, J.D. Vance and President Trump-elect seem to not ever care about this thing. So you know what that means? I care about it a lot. There's no way, brother. Maybe I'm a smaller man. Maybe I'm a terrible, as the X comments these days say, small wee wee, small PP, small Korean PP. Because it's like it's either pooflingin or small PP right now are the comments. I might have a small PP, and that's okay. But
clip it.
Clip it. But I'm gonna tell you guys, if I was shot in the face, I'd be talking about that shit all the time. They'd be doing interviews and they'd be saying, "This is Peter, the guy who got shot in the face." Like
my Twitter bio would read "assassination attempt survivor."
You'd go hard on that.
Why not?
You'd own it. But the fact that like J.D. Vance and Mr. President Trump-elect both seem to really gloss over this harrowing moment, which, fair enough, it's a harrowing moment, scary moment. But
it disappeared from the news really fast.
Well, there's no closure. Who, why, what? These questions have still not been answered. The who, why, what. All we know is we have a dead body.
Well, JD did tell us the why.
Oh.
He said, clearly, this person hated President Trump.
Oh.
Clearly. Don't know the motivation other than that. Don't know who he was working with. But what we know for sure is that they clearly hated Trump.
You know what? I'll tell you, their ability and intelligence of deduction and rational thinking is absolutely amazing. Only someone who would hate someone else would shoot them, Matt.
But
Is that where we are? Is that the solution?
That's exactly where we're at.
Come on, bro. This is like blue balls city. We're getting blue balled, man. We're getting railroaded. Like this, nobody knows anything about the who, what, and the why.
We don't know what the who, what, and why are.
We don't.
But what we do know is what the chain reaction of events that one moment has created.
How come we didn't go hardcore into gun control? That's what usually happens when these types of things happen.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Right, like Sandy Hook, like Columbine, right? It was all about, guns are the problem. It's actually not guns are the problem. Curry is not the problem. It's the individual.
I really like curry, by the way.
I do, right? You can't blame the curry.
No. I will eat some, and I really like the roti.
Oh, roti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get some garlic roti.
I like the naan, the garlic naan.
A garlic naan. Oh, naan is the Indian one. Roti is the Thai one, Malaysian one.
Yeah, you fucked that up.
I messed that up. Damn it.
He's so...
They use roti also.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Cultural.
Isn't
Roti is originally from India, I believe.
Isn't roti and naan the same thing?
No, roti's more crepe.
Nerd.
Gay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Gay. Oh man, I was on a Discord chat. We were talking about how we're bringing gay and retard back. Right? Those words are still cool now, right? Or they're cool now again, right?
They're coming back.
Yeah, it's okay.
But although.
Oh, we were talking about Trump.
Okay. So what we do know is that from the assassination attempt, there has been a brand new, it's almost like we've shifted into a different matrix. Looking at the numbers and looking at what's going on, if all the tech bros did not join Trump after the assassination attempt, I think he still would have won the election.
That's a really interesting thought experiment.
The one thing that changed was as soon as Trump gets shot at, Elon endorses him immediately. And he goes from a guy that was not a big Trump guy to all of a sudden the head of MAGA to now people are saying President Musk.
Oh, no. Not
How
like
long
this.
that can last, I don't know.
Not like this. Are you serious?
But for some reason, he has gone from outside the circle to within the circle. And if you want to say there was one big major change that happened in this election cycle and this year, that would be the biggest.
Oh, yeah. We have in so many ways the MAGA crowd and the conservative crowd building up to this election have been all up in arms about this switch that we had with the Democratic Party now supporting big industry, weapons companies, right? Big war machine, right? The healthcare companies. Like, whoa, weren't you liberals and Democrats all against the big corporations? And we saw the switcheroo. But now we see this huge support behemoth of the tech bros coming behind Trump. And yet we're all ignorant of this. Like, wait. Weren't we trying to get rid of the big company influence into politics? Weren't we trying to get rid of all of these corporations and oligarchs and rich people from influencing policy and like, are we blind to this? Have we gotten switcherooed again?
I mean, we were like, we want to get rid of the military-industrial complex because they are starting wars and they're taking all the money and they create war in order to benefit themselves. And all of a sudden, companies like Palantir, which is a military contractor that does AI and machine learning and mass surveillance for the military, also the IDF, they have now become one of the most popular companies in the country, if not the world. They are going gangbusters in their stock. They are picking up military contracts left and right, nonstop. Their stock surged like 30% the day before the election. And remember, I said,
"Oh, that's right.
I said Trump's gonna win."
Yeah.
I said, "How do you know Trump's gonna win?" I said, "Because Palantir's stock went up 30% the day before election. The market knows already."
Yeah. Though it's baked in.
It is.
It's priced in, right? Because it's like, hey, these people are betting. It's what are they doing? Stock betting. The follow the money. We knew that this was going to happen. We knew that this was going to happen, and the money is in the bankroll behind Trump is unfortunately not too dissimilar from a lot of the usual support mechanisms on the other side of the aisle. And so, Matt, what are we dealing with here? Is this just another political charade of movie making in Hollywood? I mean, did the man get shot? Did he not get shot? What's going on, man? Like,
what I do know is that last 4 years we're like the tech oligarchs and big tech. They're censoring us. They stole the election. That these guys are trying to change and play God with our lives. We've been saying this for 4, 5, 6, 8 years nonstop. And all of a sudden, you see Jeff Bezos at Mar-a-Lago. You see Mark Zuckerberg at Mar-a-Lago. You see Elon Musk literally living in Mar-a-Lago.
Yep.
You see Bill Gates hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. You see Peter Thiel and his cronies of all his people and all the PayPal bros and the Mark Andreessens of the world, who is one of the bigger pyramid schemers out there. You have these guys going. These are names that you never even heard of, that all of a sudden are mainstream names that everyone's heard of at this point, that they are the new tech oligarchs, as well as the old tech oligarchs, and they're all hanging out in Mar-a-Lago. And it's like, wait a second. I thought we were trying to get away from them.
Different rulers like the same rulers? Is that where we're going? There has been, I'll tell you, for me in finance and tech, there has been an aesthetic surge in the undercurrent of all of these big tech bros, hitching their wagon to Trump. And it's not something that you could relatively quantify or even qualify. It's kind of a feeling that being in the tech world, I can feel that there's so much energy, gravitational force, a lot of momentum, and a lot of mass moving in their direction. And what I would conglomerate all of that metaphor into one sentence, it would simply be this: they are getting a lot of traction, a lot of support, and they are growing in a big way. How are they going to manipulate, monopolize, fix, or how are they going to do stuff with our policies in our country? I have no idea. But there is a momentum growing in the tech bro world, and I feel like this answer at the end of the day is we are going to be ruled by AI overlords at the end of it. Like, that's like kind of the end of the story.